Good morning this morning. I am Rochelle Mosley and I create situations that move people in beauty. So this client I have today, this client is suffering from traction alopecia. The follicles have definitely been pulled out here. So I'm going to give her a partial weave and we're going to see how she likes this. Yes, I braided up the hair. I am sewing on the net, and I'm sewing on the net so I'll be able to evenly distribute the tracks that I'm going to sew in to give her a full volume in the top of her head. And she explained to me, she said, I don't mind having short hair, but I just cannot take the bald spot anymore in the top. She used to have dreads, and you know that pulling from the dreads and the traction and the pulling up in the ponytail, caused this problem, and probably along with some type of hereditary gene that maybe some of her grandparents or parents also had, the thinning in the top and the dreads that made a bad situation worse. So with all of that pulling, it caused traction alopecia. So here I am sewing, doing a perfect lay in the top, because it's like one track overlay the next track, overlay the next track to hide all the tracks. So I'm doing a perfect closure. I learned this from my cousin Rob years ago. He taught me how to do this perfect closure at the top. So I'm just laying one track over the next track, very, very close together. Very, very close together. And make sure you do an understitch here. Understitch. Understitch is always better to make sure that the hair is laying really flat.
You need that.
And you see how I'm just going around in a circle. And make sure you cut the hair, cut the track.
I'll send it to you.
So it's not hanging too long, so you can have that control in the top, so that you can go around in a perfect flat circle, so that the hair is not bulging on the top. Watch, you see how I loop the hair around to do the knots. Yeah, I learned that from Aunt Jackie. Loop the hair around to make that knot. Yeah, so you see how I'm going around in the circle, around in the circle. And I personally like a bigger needle, because I feel like I have more control. And I'd never thread my needle longer than arm length, because I have more control if I'm not dealing with so much thread, and especially when I'm doing this closure at the top.
And the thing I just showed you,
see how it's coming together?
How are you gonna?
And you don't see anything in the top.
I just said Les Brown said it. What did he say? What I said? I just sent it to you. I just showed it to you.
Really flat in the top. It's not going to be bulging.
How are you gonna add value?
And bulking
How are
at
you
the
gonna
top
add
at
value?
all. So one track lays over the other track. You see how I'm stitching under and pulling the tracks down. Stitch under and pull the tracks down. And that will create that really flat top.
It's a perfect close.
See?
Exactly.
See how flat the top is? Don't see anything. So that is the objective. So if somebody over top of your head, they can't really see anything. They can't really tell what's going on at all. So I'm going to go back under, and I'm going to secure my circle at the top. And just take your time. But this really does take practice. So you may want to pause it while you're doing it for the first time. Pause the video, start the video, just to make sure that you get it right and you get it really flat as you possibly can. So you see how flat this is? See how flat that is? And the more you do it, the better you get. So now I'm doing a razor cut here, because I don't want it to be like a straight line in the back and around the sides. So I'm choosing to do a razor cut here. And you see how this razor glides? Just make sure you change your blades, people, because when you use a fresh blade, the cut comes out phenomenal. You see how easy it is to cut with a fresh blade? And just be careful and just take your time. I mean, I've been doing this for 30 years, so I can go as fast as I can probably do this haircut with my eyes closed. But just take your time.
Ow. Wow.
So you see, I'm cutting right around her ears, so it's not like a sharp line right around her ears. I use a razor now like it's a pencil. Like I've been doing it for so many years. So just pause the video sometimes, go back, watch, pause, rewind, fast forward. That's what these videos are for. So take full advantage of the free game, y'all. It's free game. You see how I'm gliding over where I'm adding a little texture in the top. Just gliding the razor over the hair. I'm just adding texture here. This was really, really fun to do. So make sure you watch to the end because it was so funny. Yeah, she was so happy. So please watch to the end. Yeah, you see how this haircut is coming together? It's pulling out her top. And she loved being a blonde, so I just added some variations of blonde so it's not too hard on her face.
That amazes me. That's why I'm like, you cutting it. Get out.
Just take your time with the razor. Keep in mind that it is a razor, so once you chop it, it's gone. Once you chop it, it's gone. Yeah. So now I'm coming in here, just giving it a little layer. Yeah, just a little layer at the top because I don't want it to be all the same length. A little pinking here. You know, I use a lot of different textures when I'm doing my hair, a lot of different techniques when I'm doing my haircuts. It all just depends on how I'm feeling at the time. So every time it will not be the same. I'm using different techniques all the time. So once you learn these techniques, people, it's really easy to implement them when you're working. Because when you're using a razor all the time, I want to use a razor all the time. I want to use the shear all the time. So it gives you variation.
Wow.
And look at this finished result.
Oh my goodness. Oh, you're going to make me cry. Get out.
No, don't cry. Don't cry.
Oh my goodness. Like a brand new person. I swear that is a brand new person.